Everybody put your guns in the air. We about to blow a hole in the roof in this motherfucker. This next song we doing for the soldiers. This our new national anthem. We rewrote our shit. Dave.
If we can't live in peace, then fuck it, let's die. They ain't trying to hear us, then fuck it, let's ride. Catch a traitor and stick a needle in his eye. Smash more soldiers, we running out of time. If we can't live in peace, then fuck it, let's die. They ain't trying to hear us, then fuck it, let's ride. Catch a traitor and stick a needle in his eye. Smash more soldiers, we running out of time. Zumbidos palmares, na mata fechada, tu comendo vermelho, busting at the cops with choppers, shaking body and gas roll, banging and give it to the Zapatistas and Latin kings that bust with that roof. We ain't forgot, baby boy, that block still hot. People still broke, then we from Snowden, go to that hop, trying to escape. Take your brain up in the way. You ain't got to worry about them bills that don't get paid. Hoes get made in the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th grade, studying that tricking game as if they taking the trade. Little brothers is getting smothered like potatoes in gravy. Got a name in street fame. Jesus Christ couldn't save him, and he gon' to that day he goes. Him that black or chrome in your face, you erase you and hit that gasket go. Am I still in chains? Am I still a slave? Am I poor, broke, struggling, working minimum wage? If we can't live in peace, then fuck it, let's die. Let's die. They ain't trying to hear us, then fuck it, let's ride. Let's ride. Catch a traitor and stick a needle in his eye. Smash more soldiers, we running out of time. Come on, if we can't live in peace, then fuck it, let's die. They ain't trying to hear us, then fuck it, let's ride. Catch a traitor and stick a needle in his eye. Smash more soldiers, we running out of time. Go, go.
Let me get a hit that nicotine. Let me get loud, I know I mean.
Let me get a sip of that vodka cran. Let a motherfucker know who I am.
Let me get high cause the world is low. Let me start a fire cause the world is cold.
Cut the Bible, I get inside and ride. Take the shit down, spit line for line.
Once I got in it, I vowed that I finish. I'm wild to the end and no smile when I spit. And fuck Thanksgiving.
Cause I ride with the heartless and fight for my God. It's the hardest of all these things, giving no problems and fuck my God.
If we can't live in peace, then fuck it, let's die.
Let's
They
die.
ain't trying to hear us, then fuck it, let's ride.
Let's ride.
Catch a traitor and stick a needle in his eye. Smash more soldiers, we running out of time.
Come on.
If we can't live in peace, then fuck it, let's die. They ain't trying to hear us, then fuck it, let's ride. Catch a traitor and stick a needle in his eye. Smash more soldiers, we running out of time.
Yo, say check this out. Everybody do your guns like this. Say everybody do your guns like this. Up in this motherfucking bitch. Hell yeah, do your guns like this. Say hell yeah, do your guns like this. We gon' empty the whole clip. Dublin, where my motherfucking soldiers at? Hell yeah, we gon' put bullet holes in the roof. Dave, come get my back one time, baby. Keep 'em up. Running out of time. Check, check, check.
Wow.
That's intense, bro. Where'd
Yeah,
Pipe go?
dude. That was Dublin 2000 what, Steve? 4?
I think
I
that was
believe
more
2000.
5, bro.
That was a tremendous concert, tremendous day.
Great track.
Yeah, man. How are you guys doing?
So welcome if you're just joining us. What's up to the Flipside fam, Flipside tribe, Flipside vibe. So when Pipe jumps back on, I feel like we have to have Pipe get back on before we dive into Revolutionary Beat. I just feel the intensity of it. That's intensity, man. That's some I want Piper to be able to speak on it, but until he jumps
Yeah, you
on,
got booted off.
Piper, jump back on and join us next week. You want to tell him what's going on, Rayto, or you want me to tell him, or Dave?
Well, we're doing a week in the studio and working on some new songs. We're working on a acoustic record as well. So there's a lot of stuff on the plate that we got to get done. And Steve's flying in for the week, and it's going to be jam packed
I'm
with
gonna fly in
goodness.
Sunday night at midnight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang out with Hadley, hopefully a lot during the week or night, having dinner. That's my baby girl in Cali. But during the daytime, when we have light in the sunlight, we're gonna be getting it in. So all y'all's favorites tracks, it's so cool. Spotify, you can go on Spotify and you can see exactly what the top 10, 15, 20 Flipside tracks is. So the idea is we want to do an acoustic record for you guys. So it'll be super raw, stripped down, just the raw elements. And I know a lot of you guys like that. I love some of my favorite records from people were, like a stripped down version of something. And it's just like you can really hear I don't know. You just really hear
Well,
it.
the thing about those versions like that, they are you can really hear the essence of the song.
Yeah.
You're not distracted by some fancy production and little sonic, trickery and stuff. So it's really just stripped down to lyrics, chords, and melody, and and if a song is good, which a lot of these songs are, it's just as powerful, if not more.
Yeah, they definitely hold
Also,
up. Go ahead, Dave.
another thing, let us not forget, we are releasing the EPs, the Phoenix and Tower of Hollywood, re-releasing them with bonus content, which is the instrumentals of all the songs off those records. So you'll get Tower of Hollywood with the instrumentals along with the originals, and same with the Phoenix. That's going to be
happening next month.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you'll have all the instrumentals and some of the idea behind that. If you're a fan of Flipside and you're an artist or a creator, whether it's you take it and put a video to it, or you're an MC and you want to lay a verse, or do something to it. It'd be so cool if you guys get inspired by some of the instrumentals and like flip it and let us and send it to us, DM us.
Totally.
And if we're feeling it, we'll have you on the show and we'll showcase the song. So we really want it to be an interactive. Wasn't that part of the idea? Hey, welcome back, Brother Pipe.
What's up, man? Computer froze.
Yeah. We
I
just
didn't
jumped
even
in
know-
and
I
was
didn't- I
telling
didn't know-
everybody. Go ahead.
I didn't know if everybody's froze or just mine. I didn't know what was up. And I went on Facebook and saw y'all were still talking. I said, okay.
Yeah, we jumped off and went to the acoustic of what we're planning next week because we really can't speak on Revolutionary Beat without you. I mean, you were like the Dave. I mean, I don't know. Y'all talk about it because it's. I mean, I feel the intense. I mean, it's a when you see it and go back, you're like, wow, it's intense, man.
It's heavy. So before we start, let me just say, Piper, we just talked about the instrumentals coming out with the EPs and how we're trying to get engaged with the fans to do their own parts, whether they're a rapper or singer or even a guitar player. You want to do guitar solos over it, whatever the hell you want to do, and share it with us because we'd love to have you on the show. Steve says, bring them on the show. We love to incorporate our friends.
Or if you're a videographer, shoot some footage and edit something cool together. And some of those songs that you're going to hear the instrumental don't have videos for them. So if you're a director or somebody that loves to take footage or content, create something and send it in, and it may end up being like a re-release video. You never know. So hopefully y'all are interactive with the music.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, we got some
Yeah,
talented fans and homies. So I can't wait to hear what they come up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So, Revolutionary Beat, Dave
Transition.
had an
all right.
instrumental demo that you brought in, and then I think Piper and Steve, you guys wrote the lyrics
That's
to
pretty
it.
much Pipe. I mean, Dave, tell us about. I know the first
Okay,
time I
so
ever
this
heard
is
it
how-
was the guitar thing.
So this is how it happened. So we were working on the record, and then when we needed more jams, right? We need more jams. Who's got some jams? And I used to have, since I was forever, I'd always go and come up with little jams, on either on a little cassette recorder or whatever. I had a little studio set up at my house, and I think I was pretty inebriated, as they say, right? Inebriated. How do you say that word? I was
That's good.
drinking because we had money. We had just got a record deal. I had money. I was young. I was drinking. I was, whatever, right? And I remember. I don't know if this was before or after Brazil. I was really into Santana at the time, and I remember when we went to Brazil. I bought the CD called Santana Instrumentals, and I was
Wow.
obsessed with this CD. It's just instrumentals, and I got so with the alcohol and the herbs and the Santana. I don't remember even playing this, right? And then I going through recordings. I'm like, oh, this is a cool vibe, and I brought it, and you guys loved it. And then Urbano, I'll have to play it for you. This is the original Drunken, forgetting. Reto, can you play it for us?
Yeah, I'll play a little song.
This is the original demo.
Nice.
Drunken style.
That's dope.
All right, that's enough.
That's some diamond laser cut right there.
Yeah, and I don't remember how that happened, but I'm happy it happened. And then we came in the studio, and Piper's like, "What do you want to sing about? Right? What do you want to talk about?" I'm all revolutionaries and shit. Like I was reading a lot of books about Che Guevara. I was in a drunken state all the time, so I was, like revolution. And then that song, it's heavy. Like I remember, yeah, like that's how fast it happened. That's how we worked. Like, what do you want to sing about? About this. And I was reading those books. We were all going through. And then what's a trip about that song, when I listen to it now, Steve's last verse, right? About being homeless, about the lyrical stuff is crazy. Taking the Social Security, fuck your Congress. Come on, dude. That song is
That's all
heavy.
Pipe, dude. You wrote that whole. I don't think
dude.
I wrote one word on this song. That was all out of Piper's.
I remember
brilliant mind.
when Pipe wrote "Fuck Thanksgiving," and Steve was like, "Really? I love Thanksgiving."
Talk about it, Pipe. Talk about the inspiration of this year.
That's comedy.
you were really upset about it. It was like, really? I need to say that? I really
Do I
love
have
things.
to say
That's
that?
hilarious.
That's like his revolutionary beat, dog. Yeah, man. I don't know. I just remember the beat was hard as fuck, and Dave's guitar was crazy, and he said he wanted to talk about revolution, man. So that's what, if we can't live in peace, then fuck it, let's die. Just tried to write an anthem for revolutionaries, and shit, man. I remember talking about having Portuguese at the beginning, Zumbi dos Palmares, Zumbi dos Palmares is the most famous black revolutionary in Brazil. He's from the 1600s. They had escaped slave settlements in Brazil, and Palmares was the biggest one. It had 30,000 people in it. So, they would just escape and they would go and they were training in the woods. They had whole cities, in the deep forest in Brazil. And Zumbi ended up being the king of Palmares. He has an interesting history. It's hella interesting, but we're not even going to cover it right now. So I talked about him and then tried to bring it to the current, which is just gangs in the favelas. It's like it's fucked up, but it's just a different form of resistance. And just kind of tracing it from the beginning, the origin of what the resistance was and how it's transformed and what it is today. It's like from Zumbi dos Palmares, na mata fechada para Comando Vermelho, busting at the cops with them choppers. Comando Vermelho is a big ass gang in Brazil. And then I talk about the Zapatistas and I just talk about the hood, like where it is today. It's like the resistance started a long time ago. And we have freedom fighters, and it's like now it's kind of broken down into, at the time we were writing the song, it's like broken down into, just hood level kind of thug shit, but no overarching unifying vision to follow to galvanize the people, man. But now we're here. We got a social movement going on, so it's a dope choice for a song to cover. And then the second verse is just me and Steve going back and forth, man. We used to love to go back and forth. We don't do that anymore.
We got to do it. We got to bring it back, bro.
We don't do it, bro. We don't do it anymore, man. We got to go back and forth, Steve. Steve don't want to rap no more, man.
No, I do. I'm ready. I'm ready to bring it back.
Don't want to rap.
I'm ready. People, it's so funny, man. I never consider, I never even identified myself with that part of me. And Piper brought it out of me and was like my coach, like, oh no, those are a lot of most anytime I'm rapping on a Flipsyde record in the beginning was like a cadence Piper came up with. And I just, and he would be like, so some people you'll come up and say something. I'm just like, but
Hidden
good
talent.
though, man. You good. You could do that shit, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could do that shit. People love it too.
It's crazy.
Some
People
days,
love
son.
when Steve
It's so
rap.
crazy.
Yeah, man. And then the third verse, what's dope? The third verse, he worked for 30 years, retired, and now he's checking to check it. And
That's a story. He used to went into story mode, Piper story mode.
And the corporation got richer from his bleeding and sweating. The government ain't got no safety net. He ran out of blessings, and they cutting Social Security because they don't respect him. So now he sits on the curb, wanders around, sleeps on the ground, walk for miles, couldn't pay his bills, so he lost his house, and that's what the deal is all about. Either get pimped, either get rich or you're going to get pimped. Either shoot first or you're going to get hit. Land of the free and home of the brave. Land of the G's and home of the slave. I remember when you were recording that verse, your father was visiting. Your father was visiting, man. He was at the studio and you were doing the verse. And he was just sitting there listening to it over and over again. And then he was like, slow that down. I was like, Pipe, what's those lyrics? And I told him the lyrics. And you could just see, he was like, man, that's some real shit.
That's like, some heavy shit.
Yeah, like I was talking about some people that he knew or grew up with, or like, like you were singing to him, like a dude that's far removed from our generation and from the other side of the country, man. So
it's crazy. I mean, you listen to that last verse, and I don't, whatever little part, maybe I think so many people can identify with at least one part of that verse, maybe not the whole thing, but you can find yourself. I think most people can find themselves somewhere in that verse, whether it's working just for 30 years. But I, even listening to it now, I think it's, I don't know. It shows me, I think even that comment of like Thanksgiving, just as a white dude in the South, you know what I mean? Like I had an experience in terms of the way I was brought up, and I played a lot of sports, so I had a lot of different interactions on some level. But it wasn't until I was in, when I was on the West Coast, and Piper really, educated me in a lot of ways. And I even look back and like that was me really starting to see a bigger picture probably for the first time. And like, oh, wow. Okay. Okay. You don't know what you don't know. You know what I mean? You have your
Yeah.
perspective of what you know. And that's, very limited no matter where you are in this world. You know what I mean? You grow up, in Europe or grow up, I could go on for days. But
Right, right,
anyways, it
right.
was just a real educating time in my life where I was like, okay, this is a completely different perspective, and I need to really pay attention here and respect. Like, and I think it's only grown more. I don't think. I mean, when it's happening at that point in your life, you're just kind of like, it's just it's too much to absorb. I think, but over time, you absorb more, and you're like, oh wow, like taking it back to the 1600s in Brazil, like that dude, that I didn't even know that until just now. Like I think you just put that on my radar. So anyways. I think when I hear stuff like that, I feel like I'm grateful that I had experiences. A lot of people from where I grew up and what I went through didn't have a lot of the experiences I had, whether it's traveling or being in a studio with Pipe, getting um, getting a worldly educated perspective. Anyways, that's the way it hits me. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, we're lucky,
It's helped
man.
shape my future, dude. So
We bring that into each other's lives, man. Bring
yeah,
our different paths into each other's lives. So that's dope.
yeah,
One thing I want to bring up when that us playing that song live was on the Snoop Dogg and the Game tour. We were hard as fuck on that tour. Piper cursed every other fucking word. Was fucking motherfucking West Side. We were like, because you have to be. You have to be, dude, because these motherfuckers came for some gangster shit, right?
Yeah.
And we came out blowing that, listen to that. That's heavy. It's intense. And then we did that with the Black Eyed Peas tour with little girls. And we're like, fuck it, we're still gonna sing our shit.
We
We're
didn't
out
give
there
a
singing.
We didn't give a fuck.
Think about it. Kids, like I have a little girl now. I imagine like I want to go see Frank. Let's go, honey. And then you see like, look at us. We had the Black Panther flag, the checker. We were like, think about it. Like what the fuck were we doing? Like this is crazy. What are we doing here? Fuck it. Let's do it. If we can live in peace and fuck it, let's not like. I trip on that.
Doing that on the Black Eyed Peas tour. That's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
I remember that we did it and we were like, fuck, man, maybe we shouldn't. We questioned it for one time and we did Skipping Stones in Florida. And I was like, nah, dude, we can't. And we did it. And they were like, that shit sucked.
I probably was like, let's do Angel. Can we just do Angel?
No, you weren't.
Can we sing a song about our moms?
No, Steve, you were actually into being hard because you were like, we're playing for little kids, so you weren't super like, you were like, yeah, fuck it, I remember we were trying to be smart, thinking about the business and, we got to do popular shit or whatever. And then we played it live and we weren't feeling it. But when we did that song, we put it's just
it had an energy to it, dude.
It's a heavy song, man. It's heavy.
Dude,
so,
I remember we did that shit in France at the Black Eyed Peas tour.
Yeah.
And this dude came up to me. He was mad, dog. He was a father. And he was like, I brought my daughter to this show, and guys like you are the reason why, people look down on Americans, and you guys got up there cussing and all of this shit. I said, man, fuck you. I can't even remember what I said, dude. But I just wasn't trying to hear that dude at all. Because I remember Fergie saying, thank you guys so much for being hard. She was like, because we're pop, and then it's like the Pussycat Dolls, they're like all the way, and then you guys come and save us, save the show from being like too McDonald's-y,
Yeah.
So she was like, thank you.
That's a trick. Guys. I forgot about that. Pussycat Dolls.
Yeah.
And the Pussycat Dolls. So there was more girls than the European. Like that's where
it was
little kids.
Girls. Yeah, little girls, their mothers and hella fathers. You saw fathers fathers came to see the Pussycat Dolls and shit. Acting like it was for
I want to take my daughter to see this.
But look, man, this is how much we didn't give a fuck, dog. We did 3 tours with the Black Eyed Peas. and we didn't consider taking Revolutionary Beat out into the third tour we did with them.
We were in the South. I remember we were in the South. We had just played in the South, and we played that song. We're like, oh shit, nobody was trying to feel it. They're like, just, it was like, I don't know where it was, maybe Texas. I don't remember where it was. And then we're like, we're in Florida. Let's, and that's when we did that. And then the next day we did it, and we just killed it. It's a trip, man. What a trip.
Wow. Well, let's talk about that solo for a second, though.
The what?
The solo.
Oh, the
when
solo.
the beat drops with the guitar, that's one of the best moments on the entire record. It's for me, just
powerful,
musically, sonically.
Oh man.
I mean, you kind of just revisiting the first half of the song where Piper and Steve are talking about some heavy stuff, and you're just doing the same thing with your guitar. I mean, it's amazing, and to hear the demo, hearing some of those licks that we're reusing in the second half. I remember we worked on that solo quite a bit, but at the same time, you had a lot of the ingredients already, so we just kind of had to mold it a little bit and arrange it and develop some motifs and melodies and stuff. But the energy was there from the very beginning. I mean, it so matches. First half matches the second half. I always felt like that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just remember at that time being in the Santana, and there was a song by Robbie Draco Rosa called Mas y Mas, right? And I was really into that record, and it had the same progressions. And then it was Buena Vista. That chord progression is like Buena Vista Social Club. It's like a Cuban kind of vibe, right? And so, and reading those books, I was just in this mode. And then that melody, I don't remember because I was drunk when I did it. I was like every day I would always record. I still have ideas on my phone. I'm always playing ideas before. So it's just, I don't know where that shit came from. It was just and now I do remember. There's a song by Violeta Parra called "Run Run Fue Pa'l Norte," and it's this here. And this is actually where it came from. It goes, the hell is it? Right, and that came the. That's from an old.
We should do an acoustic, just instrumental of that, bro. We should do an acoustic.
That would be cool.
That vibe, bro.
Yeah, look, like a Santana-ish kind of, yeah. I don't know, man. That shit didn't come. I don't feel like it came from me, honestly. It was from everybody that I was listening to. It was
that's
like,
dope, though. That's sometimes the best. I mean, it's so familiar, but it has your own unique thing. It's you, but it's, I think all of us are some of our influences.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody I hear, whether it's writing a ending of, Breaking Bad. I was watching that, and that director was like going, "Oh, this was a throwback to this thing and that thing." You know what I mean? He was inspired for the ending of that one of the biggest shows. So everything's an inspiration or an influence, or it's a continuation of a thought or an idea.
That the chord progression is from like a famous revolutionary song, right?
It's from Buena Vista Social Club.
That's so dope.
Right. Look,
They probably got it from somewhere else.
No, look, I didn't know, right? And I remember I was watching TV. I can't remember what I was watching, but Wyclef was on there.
Yes.
He was doing that chord progression, and I was like, this motherfucker stole our shit. Dog, I was hella mad. I was like, this motherfucker Wyclef stole our shit. I didn't know it was like a well-recognized chord progression.
That was, and I remember where it's from. That was from Dave Chappelle. He had a song called "If I Was President." We used to actually play that a little bit. That's a fucking instrumental.
Yeah.
Shout out to
amazing.
Wyclef's one of my favorite dudes.
Yeah, shout out to Dave Chappelle and Wyclef, man.
Yeah,
I love. Man, those dudes are good dudes. Amazing dudes.
Oh shit! Look at this. My buddy Chris Contos is here.
Chris.
This is the people. Chris Contos is my Steve. You actually know Chris because he played with me in the Led Zeppelin tribute band Custard Pie.
Nice.
And he's also the drummer for Machine Head. who's a
Nice.
very amazing group as well. And
Hardcore.
hi, Chris. Love you.
Chris, what's up? What's up, Chris? I hope
There you go.
everyone's
This is
having a beautiful day today.
Nice.
hey, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm the Gene. Yeah, perfect,
cheering.
dude. We will have that for you, and then record it and send it to us. We want to hear you play over these jams, man.
Al Jazair, كيف حال? The Algerian guitar
This is-
player.
That's dope.
That's awesome.
It's
Let's
my
see that.
anniversary today, so I got to get up out of here, y'all.
Okay, brother.
But I love my
It's
Flipsyde
my
brother.
One love, man. Love you, brother.
Congratulations.
We'll see you next week.
That's right. If we can't live in peace, then fuck it, let's die.
So hard, brother.
Yeah, man.
We coming.
Flipside, we coming, man. All right, y'all.
See ya.
all right.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
Should we have one more
you
jam
gotta tell me
to watch?
Can you talk? What we gonna say?
Oh no, go ahead, Steve.
I just want you to tell me a little bit about, like, Eddie Van Halen. You got the shirt on. Just tell me a little bit if you feel like it, like, because he was. I mean,
Well-
I know him from afar, but I feel like you know him, like, in terms of like the music. What does that mean to you in terms of just his influence on your
I
life?
just blocked out. Man, what a cut off Rayto. Sorry, Rayto, but he's so much cooler than you. That's how you need to look, Rayto.
Yeah.
When you play drums. You're fucking up. Well, Eddie Van Halen, man, is fuck. It's a huge loss. I'm a big. That dude is like a big. He's like my superhero, my Superman, and yeah, it sucks, dude. I used to be. I'm a Kiss fan. I'm a huge Kiss fan. If it wasn't for Eddie Van Halen, I would think Ace Frehley was the greatest guitarist in the world. Like he changed everything. So I don't know, man. It's still hard to grasp. He also was very good friends with my friend Jason Becker. Him and Jason were close, and Jason actually came over to Jason's house. Eddie came to Jason's house in Richmond, and they did a thing with the telephone, and he helped the family out. Like the connection with him, not only as a just as such an icon, such a leader, and such a everything, or everything. I used to want to comb my hair like Eddie. I used to want to look. Everybody. He was like a handsome guy who played guitar and was amazing. So it's like he was like, yeah, and like it's our Hendrix. Like Jimi Hendrix was God. Eddie Van Halen's Jesus on guitar. You know what I mean? It's like you got. It's a tremendous, and Les Paul as well. That's another innovator. He created so much. So it's big lot, and it's hard to even talk about it because I'm still watching them right now. It's like I'm gonna go downstairs today and plug in my guitar because no one's home but my dog, and I'm gonna plug in and play my guitar loud as fuck. I'm gonna fucking work on jams, and
Nice.
all I could do is be inspired to keep playing music. You know? The connection to him, not only as a musician, he was also an immigrant. He moved to this country when he was 7 years old.
Wow.
And he got picked on a lot. He got fucked with a lot. And his first friends were black kids because all the bullies were the white kids. And, it's like his story is crazy. So I'm like, I remember when I moved here.
Where did he grow up? What part of the country did he move to?
Pasadena. Yeah.
Wow.
So he had, because his mom was from Indonesia and he's from Holland. So yeah, dude, it's a trip because he created so much. It's so many things.
I saw that Howard Stern interview. Did you see the Howard Stern give it a shout out? And the guitar player walked through all the innovations. I don't think that wasn't on my radar. Like all the innovations he did and kind of custom.
It is pretty great. Just technical innovations, right?
Right.
Like guitar building and all that.
Right.
I didn't know either.
How poor he was. I mean, he was building his own stuff.
He was
poor. That inspires me, bro.
Oh, dude, it's such a trip. And the fact that my connection to him being close to my family, like the Beckers are my family, and he's done so much to help them.
Right.
And so the last thing he did for Jason was we got this guitar, one of Jason's guitars, autographed by all the big rock stars, Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, all the big guys, and Eddie signed it, right? And that was one of probably the last guitar he ever signed. We don't know, but it's like, and that money helped him, Jason, to get like a generator, a big generator, because here in California there's like they have blackouts, and Jason's plugged into a machine to breathe. So it's hard for him. So it's very scary. So we raised money through this guitar. That was one. Imagine that, you know. So we raised like $30,000 or something like that, and he was able to, you know. So the little things like that, you know. That dude he was a very kind of guy that if me and you, Steve, were hanging out, we ran into him, we'd hang out with him and hanging out with him all day. He's like a very down to earth, normal dude. He hated that rock star shit. He was just about being musical and doing music. And I'd hear a lot of stories about how he'd just meet somebody and hang out with a random stranger and come to their house and play their guitars.
That's awesome.
And he's like, "What are you doing at my house, dude?" He's like, "Hollywood, you should be hanging out with strippers and cocaine, you know." And he's like, "I just want to play guitar." You know, he was genuinely a Mozart, like a guy that just couldn't. That's all he wanted to do. So
I've seen so many touching tributes and people writing. It's obviously like. Anyway, it inspires me. I'm gonna go back and study it and just listen to it, just because I did, you know, but like really listen, like dive into it for a while.
I remember for my birthday when we had money, right? We had money on our first album in advance, and we used to always go to Telegraph Avenue, right by the studio. We'd walk, get a salad, go to the record store, and on my birthday, Steve went into Hot Topic and bought me a Van Halen shirt, and it was hella big. And it was like purple or some shit, a color that only Steve would wear, right? He's like, "You got this cool Van Halen purple shirt," and I'm like, "Thanks." And he was, "I'm like, you got the receipt?" He's like, "Yeah, here you go." And I went and got something, but I remember that gesture that you got on your birthday. You went in there because we all had money. We were like, "Hey, I'm gonna give my brothers," you know. We were, like, you know, and so I remember that. So
you remember Brother
Thanks,
Kane?
Steve. Yes,
Brother Kane. Yes. There's a buddy that was one of my one of the first guys to ever let me, like, I'm 15 and I'm, you know, wanting to go out and, you know, try to sneak a drink or whatever. I'm out somewhere. Maybe I was 16 because I was driving, but there's this guy named Dave Anderson. He was the guitar player for Brother Kane. And he was like kind of like a local celebrity where I grew up, and he would let me get up and play. I remember like one of the first things I ever played was the Green Day song, you know, the Another Turning Point.
Yeah.
What's the name of that track?
Time of Your Life.
Time of Your Life. So he would let, you know, I'd do something like that. Whatever was big at the time, I would like play it. But he would let me get up, which was like a really cool thing because he didn't have to do that. He would encourage me and kind of give me, you know, those are moments in your life where if it goes another way, somebody give you some confidence, said, "Hey, cool, man, sounds cool." But he got to open. Brother Kane opened for Van Halen back when they had some hit, maybe early 90s, late 80s, maybe 91. Anyways, but just seeing some of these people that have been in my life, a part of my journey, were so connected to Eddie Van Halen and have like beautiful stories. And so I've been reading them all week. And anyways, just celebrate what he did in music in his life and just honor it. Even, you know, it's beautiful to see how people influence through their music, man. You change the course of somebody's life. I know Dave Anderson, that dude. Anyways, huge fan. I mean, tears all week just because that's how, you know what I mean?
Oh, dude.
I think, you know, looking at Flipsyde, you guys did the stuff that you guys have written and sometimes not realizing how much you're actually touching lives with your artistry. You know, I think you're so focused on being creative and doing that. And obviously it's hard to know how you're touching people, but you are. I mean, yeah, you have people getting tattoos of Flipsyde or lyrics of some of your songs and stuff like that. And that just shows the power of music and how you just are such a huge part in people's lives.
It's man. It's real.
Keeping the dreams alive. You know, one thing I remember on We the People, we did a song called Keep On Moving. Yeah. Right? And it only came out in India, whatever. But anyways, the guitar solo, the original guitar solo was the Eddie Van Halen inspired guitar with the hammer-ons that I did, right? And I was super juiced, and everyone loved it. Steve, everybody was like, "Dude, that's killer," right? Because it showed, and it got axe from the label guy. I was like, "Nah, dude, no one wants to hear that Van Halen shit."
Oh,
and I was so
I
fucking.
said the same thing. I was like, "It's too much."
No, you were hyped. Everyone loved it. Everybody was into it.
I thought you said Steve did it. I was like, "What? No, really?"
Steve was hyped. No, Steve was hyped. Everybody was hyped because it hit. it hit. You know, it was like a very, you know, it was a perfect solo for the song, and I was really proud of it. I was really into it because I'm a big fan, and sometimes you don't want to be too much of a fanboy to show your you know, you don't want to be a copycat. So always I could do those things, but I don't do it because then everyone's gonna go, I sound like trying to be Van Halen. But reality is sometimes those things work in songs.
Yeah,
it's part of the song. You know, it's not for a show off. It just works with the chords or whatever. And we were all juiced, so be kind of cool to do that again.
Yeah, dude, bring that back
with,
in Eddie's memory.
Just be like, fuck it. Anyways, what's the comments?
Yeah, any other people out there with the Eddie Van Halen story? Like this connection.
Here we go. I know this though.
Shishin.
Someday, son.
Someday, son.
Sha-na-na-na. Thank you for that. We love. You know what we're gonna do one of these days? We're gonna do a show where we just show all guitars, someday guitar solos from the fans.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about when to put an old rating
a collection of all the fan solos. That's a good idea. I love that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, man. So I got one more jam before we go. This is from what's it called? The Power to the Peaceful concert.
Yeah, Michael Franchi. That was in Golden Gate Park.
And it's not the whole. It's just that was a good day. So this recording isn't the whole. It's like the ending or the beginning of this. Whatever. It's not the whole song, but it's pretty fucking fresh. So we should end the show with this song. There's one more comment. Any more comments?
Just love you guys, man. We're gonna be touching base next week.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll do some live streaming from the studio.
Yeah.
Gabriel, this is Gabriel. Gabe, dude, thank you. I appreciate you. You're hella cool. Much love. That's Maria's husband.
Nice.
Right?
Maria.
Okay, we're signing off. All right, one more song.
See you guys soon.
It's about that time once again for Flipsyde.
Nah.